for posture. But if you front right hand, the back of the sword is high to the navel. Go lower. Don't hold the sword like this. This line. Like this. There are several styles, so this is not the only way, but and you make a triangle. So when I'm standing, my honey is like this, and I make a triangle like that. So when they move in, they hit the point or the sharp side. So I don't hold my look in like this. That's also a way to do it, but since it shows us like this triangle. So I did it if you're standing there with a triangle. I cannot come here to this side, and here I will touch the sword. Just sit here and point to this point. This basic stance, so you can try to do and then some more practical thing is also there is some weight in the bookhand. And it sometimes feels like it's getting heavy here. Maybe you know the feeling. But the best thing is to absorb it. Like your shoulder blades, your sacrum, your legs. This whole weight is, you carry it in your tanden, in your legs. Not in the sword, in the shoulders. It feels like it's almost no weight. So if you lift up, then the bottom end is about at your hairline. Your bookhand is like this angle, not straight, not like this. 45 degrees. And feel if your elbows are relaxed. Could be this happens a bit, right? So relax. The same principle we were using in other techniques. And from here you move the middle third. And as you move forward, it just falls down. Move forward, up. Do a few times in your own space, in your own speed. So I'm asking you to check the movement inside yourself. Is there some rotation happening in your body? Just look at yourself. So can you see a difference between this? This. So what was the difference?
Rotation.
Yeah, and what's rotating? The hip. Yeah. Of course it comes from here, but it's right, the hip. And some time ago we were doing this and I kind of noticed when you stand like this, what shoulder is in front? This one, huh? It's natural because my hand is in front. So it would be really strange to have like this, right? So, but when you go up, it's impossible to keep this in front. Try it. If this is in front and it stays in front, it feels quite strange, right? So if you go back and you sink in your back leg and you rotate your hip so your shoulder is moving, then you can open up. Because now this hand is in the back, so my shoulder is in the back. And if I go forward, I just rotate from the foot to hip. So I stay always in the same position with my arms don't move much. So you can rotate from your back leg, the inside, to the middle, and then the front is pulling in. So it seems like the sword cut is from this. This is going down. This is like the biggest movement, right? And the catch is that you use this also to do it. And everybody knows you shouldn't, right? But it happens quite, it goes fast. You start to do it. But how do you get this from here? How do you get it down? Only moving forward, so it's kind of there is a moment if you just relax and I push it down, it will fall. Right? It's a natural movement. If I go forward and rotate, if this was like really mechanical and here's like the point where it moves, and I move forward, it just falls down. That's how it feels. And then it's normal gravity that's going down. So there's no pushing or in my arm to get it like that. My rotation, my movement and rotation, it's like fly fishing with how do you call a hangel in English? The thing?
Fishing rod.
Fishing what?
Fishing rod.
Rock?
Rod.
Right, with a D. Fishing rod. So there you go. And there you go. That's a bit of the feeling. Will Reed explained one time in Norway in a seminar, it's like shuriken. Like, yeah, you were there. So it's like the shuriken, the star that you throw as a ninja, but you can see like a sword. It's in the, you want to throw it. Same feeling. But it's from here, this rotation moving forward from the hip, from the legs, that's what it's doing. And my arms feel really soft. The only thing you do in the end is this. I'm tempted to throw my sword and see if it sticks in the wall, but let's not do it. That with the metal stuff. Sometimes outside we play with this. The arm movement is only a result from the feet, from the leg, from the hip, from the shoulder, from the elbow, and the soul. You can practice at home this middle third movement, this leg movement, this arch movement. It's really easy way to practice it. To hold, don't do like this. Against this. Means if you drive in something, in a person, it's flesh and strong, you have to drive and you have to like this, so it will be like that, so you go like this. So if you drive in, it's always connected here. And then the other, which is in front, it's almost one hand can be in the middle. So, check that, yeah. Same with Joe, always one hand is at the end. It's never like this. So can I go surfing when you're standing like this? Can I hang here and then go surfing? Yes, of course, because you're in the middle third, you don't go over it. And often when you start to cut, the center line falls, you're over in the middle third. Just keep it straight. My connection to everyone else is really important. I will never let it go. From this leg, hip movement, it's happening, but I'm still stable. Move in any direction. And maybe when you do this for the sort of my waist, you go one, you shift your leg, but then you lift up, shoot and then height, and forward. Just for this exercise, so you know what you're doing. So if you move with me, you step forward and you do the other one. Also this. Try it this height. Try to push it into something, or someone is holding it really strong. And I'm standing like this, and you hold it with 2 hands. If it's not like this, it also feels like a rhino in a way. The sensor did it, like this big block. That's going forward, right? You see how much is happening. I'm not thinking pushing into it, but I'm driving from my legs, driving it forward. Right? So each, you can see it in sensor very well. Also the blinking of his eyes, doing like you see, it's like one block of concrete like crashing forward instead of like. This happens a lot. It's almost, it stays the same. You drive this square and do where you want to go. You drive. Yes, so nice to meet you, Sword. Now we go do Sword with Joe. Right, so there are some jokes and some jokes. I think we can make it. So let's do shooting star. Some movements of the shooting star. So first, this is not a. Yes. When I do the first one, where do I aim? Yeah. So he will step back and then he will attack me. So I'm pointed here and attack again. And so this is the but the fun part with the rotation is in 3 and 4. But already it's here also like empty step, shift weight, and then rotate your hip. You watch your foot. Sorry, I mean you push your hands and you do with your arms. And then lean forward or not. Right? So you stay straight up, empty step, rotate and drive it in. Again, shoot on that height. And out. Rotate. Empty step and rotate in. So you see it's really coming from this rotation. And the foot just naturally, this is strange. So just rotate and then naturally it's here. Yeah. So maybe with Sword and Joe, you can do it. So the first one, H, you can do the temple. Is it temple? Yes. So let's do this one. Yeah. There's some Joes there. Movement forward. To get this Joe forward, what can I do? If I only look at my arm, I can reach maybe here, right? But if I step forward, and that's how I rotate, then the Joe comes a bit further. So make this rotation. Some people I see, hip movement. It looks like lots of things are happening, but this is from the arm. So rotate, rotate. Yeah. So now we go to the next one. So stand up. So the first one, empty the foot, get the weight on the foot, turn the hip into the direction of the foot, and empty, turn. Empty, turn. Don't think about trusting the Joe. Think about turning motion in the leg, spiral movement. Think about the hips extend moving, and make sure the shoulder is moving, and the arm is just softly going up like this. Now we go to the next one. And it's not about showing you the movement, it's showing you how the feet move and then the rotation, right? So don't go into these details. Just think about this movement from the ground to the leg. Feet, leg, up, hip, shoulder, elbow. That's more important, not just, right? You understand? So here, in the middle you rotate. Now shift your foot forward, empty step. Now you have to feel it, and then you rotate the hip on the foot, the hip rotation. And same feeling, the jaw is just at the end is falling, just like with the bokken. Yokomen, yeah. It's not from the side of the head, straight up. The rotation from the foot to the hip, that's making the yokomen. Yeah. So now you're here, touch the bokken and don't pull it back, touch the bokken. Lift it up, 1, 2, 3. Then empty step. And you do the same, you shift the weight and then you rotate. But it's not, I'm doing with my arms like this. Here, I rotate. Now we do it with someone with a bokken. You see his defense is like this. And now he steps back and then he just moves to the other side. See? But you see his wrist is not turning. But it's his hips that are turning. Now your wrists are turning, yeah? Defense here, and then so don't do this, because you'll be weak. The whole structure is behind you. When they hit me, they hit the whole structure. When they hit, it's the whole structure. Keep this connection, empty step. If you wanna see what happens, stay here, don't move, don't defend. See, that's how I'm looking at. Connection, boom, and then he just steps with me. So then you get 1, 2, 4. Each. Some. She. Yeah, try this. Yeah. So 3. Yes.
Maar één aan daarna doet.
Don't pull back. Of course, with extending key, never pull back. For example, the EQ is down. Sometimes you can see this and then you want to push out, but it's not possible because I'm pulling in key. I'm pulling in key, so I tell him, please come this direction, but I want to go there. And it's hardly possible because if you move with my key, I cannot go in anymore. So always extension. Always extension, natural extension, not arm and go arm, just extension. So extension, and I move with this extension, and even when I go down, extension. So don't do like things like that, because you pull in. Extension. Same with sword. If I'm here, he's extending, he's not stopping this, right? Probably he is often when you try to stop the jaw. But what is he doing? Standing to you. He's attacking me, yeah. Attacking and defending. His shield is here. But when he starts to push against my jaw, it's really easy to do something. But he's extending to me. So if I lift this up, what will he do? Right? He's standing. So now I'm safe. If I do this, You remember probably Sensei, I was like really going on about it. Here. It's not possible. Yeah, now I do. When he's sleeping, I can do it. Because he's a statue. If you're a statue, you stay a statue, and I can do anything. Right? He's not a statue, he's always extending ki. And he's not like, oh, I'm gonna do something, but he's extending ki. So when I'm holding this, and he hits me, I'm extending ki. So if he pulls away, I can move in. I'm not like I'm ready to attack, but now if you keep like this, I cannot attack. Oh, I can, your ki is not so strong. If you keep it, I cannot attack. You see, then I walk into the joke. If he pulls back, if you want to hit with here and you pull back, right, this is my only thing. I'm really relaxed, but yeah, I'm just waiting. It's just like when I put ukumi, you remember? I'm just sensing everything there. So I'm sensing. So I'm here, you did the yokuman, I'm sensing, it's closed, so I cannot go there. Of course, when you test ki, you can test, who is the best ki. Now he's a bit stronger ki, then, no, stay there, keep strong ki. I cannot go in, but don't go too much in the playing again. I'm there, so if he pulls back and wants to hit, pretty easy for me. Right?
Feels a bit like water. Very gently nudging towards you.
Exactly, yeah. If this is the side that holds the water, if you keep it, the water is resting here. So if he pulls back, it just moves in. That's the feeling. If you relax, it just moves in. The water is not like, I want to go in. I'm waiting for my chance. If you move away, you invite me in.
Yeah.
It's the same, for example, with this. Close. You want to do a showman. Maybe you'll get into it, but I start a movement, or I create something and you respond. Same feeling. You know that from what Sensei, that he's never like this. You hit, and then I do something. He's like this. I initiate. I create the way. So I'm here, I create something. Yes. I create the way, and then he does something. It's a different subject. I'll try to get into it a bit later, but for now, I'm just standing here. But my key is there. But what happens often, if you come with a yokoman, what do? Right? You stop this Joe, then he comes to this side. Hopefully you're fast enough to stop the Joe again. But this time, I'm towards you, I'm towards you.
So you're not protected?
No, I have a good posture which is closed. Yeah, good hand. So, he comes to the other side. Yeah. I don't have to rush. Yeah. Where is it comes from? I need to. So, try this, a good posture, but also for the Joe when I'm here, keep this connection so you're safe. This pulling means, there's no water, it's a statue. This pulling means I'm inviting in. So, I'm here protecting, and moving. So here. It's a bit dangerous when you go faster, but I remember Sensei's bokken like in my face a few times if you don't pay attention. But I think that's good for practice to be really aware. It's not like a right. It's real. It's a real attack. It's a real thing. But do it safe. So you can do it here. Okay. Oh. In your position, stay where you are. If you like this, you have to stay, right? So this looks good. It's changing. Hopefully you feel it. It's changing what you're doing. Of course, I see some things. One thing caught my attention the most, but maybe before that, what do you notice when you're practicing? What is coming up?
And being conscious about being wrong.
Okay. And
Before I just was wrong. Now I'm conscious about it.
And the next step,
That means
do you
that
know-
I can start to do something about it.
Well, first, what is going wrong?
First of all, I am turning as I move,
Oh. So no wrong
which
direction.
means that this is going to kill me myself. So instead of that, I would like to be like this.
Yeah, yeah. First the ground, then the wave through the body to the jaw. Yeah. Oh, good. And you can correct that.
Yeah.
It's mainly, and I see it more often, it's mainly you want to go too fast. And the point I'm seeing is, you stand like this, and of course we are mammals with eyes here, and ears maybe to the side with the nose in the front and the mouth in the front. So we're really focused on this side. But the 8 attackers don't mind. Right? They're just all around you. But I can see, first we say, oh yeah, we have the good posture, I'm here, I'm the universe, heaven, earth, blah, blah, blah. Then I start to attack, then all of a sudden it's only there. It's like my key is there. But I want to be everywhere. When I'm doing this, I feel everything. Heaven, earth, I feel everything around me. I'm not just attacking you, I'm just moving this correct posture. This unification of mind and body, that's what I'm moving. It's effective, yeah. If you're standing there and you feel it, we didn't test it, but I can imagine, yeah, it's not comfortable, right? Here. But what happens a lot, and I also feel this temptation to be drawn into it, falling, because you want to go forward, and I want to get you, I want to get you. And you fall in the trap we were working on for 1.5 days. Like, it's not a duality. When I get you, I don't want to attack you. When I receive it, I don't want to do it to you. I'm just in a good posture, so that's why it's happening. Yeah. So maybe if you focus on that, do everything correctly, take your time, take the time to shift weight, and then from there you do it. But don't get this energy only here. Maybe I get a soft thing, and then from the back I'll just hit you in the head. Really, huh? Huh? Yeah? So please try it. So you see how much work it is, but it's always the same. And when I was younger, I tried to see what the teacher was doing, and then I tried to do the same. And then from there, I was learning. But now, for quite some time, I realized I'm just doing some basic principles, and with that, you can approach anything and just work with it. And probably someone also started like that, right? Our sensei, or probably his teachers, because he also got other influences, and then through him he got some things together in Aikido. But I think it's good not to mimic what you see. It happens a little bit. I see some habits I do because I saw sensei do it a long time. That was something holding with the fingers with the book end. Not everybody is doing it, but it's more mimicking. Now more and more I'm using these principles, and then what does the technique look like? If you see Peter Kelly and you see sensei, does it look the same? Not so, huh? In the beginning I thought, he's doing something different. And sensei said, wow, you really understand it. He said to Peter Kelly. I said, there must be something. And of course we understand, but to really realize what's going on, it takes years and years. he was just applying principles, and these principles he tried to take from Sensei, and he was really cracking it and researching it, and that's why he can write great articles about lots of things to really express what did Sensei say, what does it mean, how does it translate in. We are really blessed to have Peter with us to have this explanation and this experience. So then Sensei saw he is doing those principles. It looks totally different, but he's doing the same thing. And I think in the end, that's how you learn a style, a method, and then you always know, you become free from the method or from the style, right? There's a form, but you become free from the form. And then what happens a lot, it just gets sloppy. Yeah, I'm free from the form, so the form is less important. I just do, it's my own interpretation. But that's not it. The form is really, the principles, the things are the same. But it's different because it's a different body, it's a different person, it's a different spirit. Right? So, you like it also says, you can do whatever you want, just do it like this. And this is the only way, there's no other option. So the freedom is not like, I do it a little bit different, I cut it here, and I do this, I cut this there, and I think like this. No, he's really specific. But when you do specifically what he's saying, and you do it really, you get it in your system, you use all the principles, it looks different. Only when you're mimicking, it may look similar, but that's not where you want to go. Everybody looks different. We have all the same principles of nature, but our behavior is completely different, and how we look and how we act. I don't know if it's all according to nature, what's going on, but we try to purify, and then from there we build a foundation with lots of people together in a maybe more according to nature's law, how we behave, and we find out how it works out in society. It would be a nice idea, I think, with the kegare and the ego and the tension and the pain and the trauma. It's also acting and it's also shaping our reality. So yeah, that's the Aikido in daily life, of course. How do we stay here? Are we going into it, or are we staying in this correct posture? It's very tempting to be really condemning things and judging. Okay, but it's more a practical thing in daily life. But it comes out in your own way. So yeah, it's good to see it in the Joe. This middle third is from the feet going up. It's all the same things. And I saw quite a few like, hey, how is this and that? But then you get rid of it. You say the weapon is less important. It's just the result of my inner rotation. Those things are happening. Yeah, good. So maybe one more thing in the Jokata, there's a moment at Jisam. Here you rotate, and then it's a nice way we were playing with it, right? If you just do the same thing as the Ikkyo, so I rotate back, and then I can, this is like pushing someone away, and I step back. Sometimes the really wrong thing is step forward, like boom, and I step back. I want to go hit someone in the back, but I want to push him away. And so but it's also about just using this principle. My rotation is this. And then you step. So if you would look at maybe two okay. So you're up like this and you want to attack. So you want to attack, but I do this. And then I go off you far away. And I go like this. Yeah? So also here, sometimes it goes like this or like this. It's natural law. This is this. So here, I'm shifting the weight and I'm pushing him away and pushing him away. So you get so don't go forward, not like I'm going forward and then I go back. position. He thinks, maybe I don't. He thinks I can do it. Oh. Bollocks. Someone said bollocks yesterday. You know where we go. And it seems like it's going like this, right? But it's maybe what you think. Oh, like this and then this. It's not stable, it's really straight. Straight. Same way we were finishing here. What I do with my heel is this. To be straight. Maybe to finish that, so if you're with the Joe, so if you have a Joe now. Yoko Manucci, how to receive. So Yoko Manucci, when he comes, just keep on that line. And we practiced yesterday, food, empty food, you come in. Empty food, shift weight, it comes, yeah, basically. So the first protection is between the head and the arm. Right. Since I showed some of us here, connection and you just drop your elbow, you get this feeling, but it's just part of the whole eye exercise. So first he comes, don't do this, next to his face, between the face and the arm. And what is your, what are you tempted to do? If you were me, you were standing here, you will be in a minute, not be me, but standing. What, yeah, exactly, what are you doing?
Reaching.
Reaching, yeah, so you want to do this. It's quite stupid because he comes to you anyway. So I'm in the right posture and he comes, I just protect myself. Just like the sword, I protect myself. I have the structure. I'm not going to you, but I'm ready for it. Whatever happens, I'm ready to attack you and I'm defending myself. And if you let it go, I'm just in the right posture, so there's no space for attack. There is no attacking, it's just I'm in the right posture. Same here. Comes here, it's all. The next step, now I want to receive this arm that's coming, this yokoman. How do I do it? Gravity? Do I need to do something? I will do it literally what you're saying. We go through it a little bit. So we said, okay, you come and boom. Yes. Now gravity.
Relax.
Do I need something else?
Yes.
Blame. But what? Same direction as the attack. So he moves forward, I also go backward. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, me.
If you shift your heel, you will turn your hip and your arm will do like
I
this.
heard that before.
And you will actually
Let's try that. So let's move this. Could be a hint, right? It happened before today and yesterday. So when he comes and I shift, then something happens. Moving in the same direction. So do I need something more? Yes. You show this. And it's basically my underarm. Don't do this. Right? Because what I see often when you come with Jokerman, this. Right? It's really funny. If I come to you and you do this round movement to get it. Now you have it. And again. I could move in with my elbow. Did you see? It's not that I have to move in with my elbow, but he leaves so much space. It's like with the sword, I'm not to the center. I'm hitting the jaw to defend myself. So I'm opening up. So that's what's happening. If I come and he does that, it's opening up, right? And we don't do this different kind of martial arts, but right, it's possible. So don't do that opening. So if he comes, I keep here. But you see, in a way, almost his underarm and my underarm is almost connecting. It's quite good contact. But I'm not pushing him. If I'm pushing him and he takes it away, I go like this. I'm just rotating inside myself. If he pushes me, he pushes in my back leg. It's really strong. You can really just lean on me, right? It sits on my back leg. I'm not going up. Just as I rotate. Shall we try that then? Yeah, by ourselves. When I walked around, the tips were always the same. Stay in the middle third. If you go back too much, you're outside the middle third. Still middle third. Right? The elbow, relax. Sometimes goes up. Just relax. Think about Bokken. Your elbows are here. This is the best posture to keep it. Don't go more like this. It's too far. It comes too close. I'm extending. Or this, you really go, you can't really go into this part, remember? This is my own structure. So from here, I take an empty step and I shift my weight and then just let it fall. Then gravity, that's really gravity, but now I'm ready to let it drop. In the other end here, since it's really showing like this. Right? And sometimes it's difficult, depends also on the attacker. When it's a strange arm, like it's like, it doesn't work. When it's stiff in the air, like the arm is really stiff, you want to catch it and have to push it down. But here also has gravity. At this point, he just follows through his cut and then I get it. So, one. It's static, so I'm allowing it. Can you see when he's here, it's moving your foot more. And he drops, I just step in. Because naturally, when I'm from normal speed and you do it, I will step in, so we are here anyway. But because it's static, don't do this, and then you continue, and you feel like, and you have to step back also before dropping your hand. And it's like this more, you step back with your foot. This one goes to the back.
Oh.
But when the person is stiff and you're staying here and you step back, you let it drop.
Oh.
Don't do that. Just I'm here. It's fake anyway because it's cold type. Take the slow step. Empty step. Empty, don't pull me, empty step. Empty. Yes. Empty step. Then he shifts weight. I also shift weight. And natural gravity. Why are we doing that? Because you see how much time it takes a few repetitions to get it. So one more time, open here, shift weight. So now normal, everything together. Then it works. Yeah, so this is the I'm doing all these things. I'm coming. See, all these things are in it, so but then more in a normal speed. It doesn't matter, if he comes in, I don't have to be faster than him. Because what happens often with Aikido techniques, especially when they come fast, you try to be faster than the uke, right?
Try to rush it.
Yeah, and that's really difficult, especially with really fast ukes. You're just running. So it goes fast. But now he's dictating my speed, so I have a structure, he comes into me, and then I absorb it. So he comes. And I'm stable anyway, so I'm safe. I got this protection, so. But this will be a subject that I'm researching it for quite some time now, and it will be more. So maybe next seminar we will take more time for this. But Tino, Yoko and Shionaga, we are standing neutral. Yeah. But distance, yes. And the beginner, you teach. Okay, I offer one side. Yep, he comes, yep, and then I start to do something. Right? It's quite normal tradition. I offer a side, then I wait, he attacks, I do something. But you're always too late. Right? Because if I am here, I offer, I wait, he starts, I'm too late. That's just science. Your reaction time can be really fast, but you started later. It's like you start a race, someone starts running, and then when he starts to run, then I start to run. Why do I want to be behind from the start? So you create a wave and you follow through. I offer and I follow through. So he's in my way, I'm doing this. Right? So not offer, start, I do it very fast and I try to keep up. So it's very simple, and you could say you're extending ki in a way. I start something, I start a motion, I start a wave, just by doing this. But then make sure that you just continue what you're doing. Try to practice this from now on. Try to get this in your feeling, because next time we meet, then we can share our experiences and take it to a higher level. I know I will, so I will take you do it probably anyway. But it's quite difficult to change your behavior, because so often you were just waiting, and when he comes, then you start. So here, neutral. So I take initiative. So I say, "Hey, you're doing this, it could be anything, like if it's showman or here, step in. Munatsi, neutral, I step in. I'm doing my weight anyway, and he's a good uke, so it's connected. In a way, he's already attacking me from his center line to my center line anyway. Only sleeping ukes or stiff ukes or fighting ukes do something different, right? For example, if you're stiff, you don't move. This is late, but if you stiff, you don't move at all. Right, this happens. It's no use. Right? I want to play, but he doesn't want to play. I choose you, maybe. So, what is X and T? When we're standing, we do something. I come to you, we practice. Here it is already. You take initiative because you're I do Munatsu. I'm ready to. And now this is a different moment. Let's for now do neutral and stop. But it's the same feeling. For example, if you come Munatsuki to me, that's really late. You come. Now we do the same thing. He comes up and I creating a wave at the moment here. See? Playing with this wave at the right moment. Now, wait. Yeah? Now, wait. This. Can you see what I'm doing? You're also silent. I wonder what's going on. Just keep me on the floor, but it's easier. So neutral, yoke energy over and this. Yeah. Okay. And in the end, I was doing I create the wave as Naga, and then I just keep on continuing in the wave. But it's funny to see how many details come up, and you look at this and this, which is okay. That's the great thing when you have your own dojo, you practice at your own dojo. When your teacher is here, you're lucky, and then you can look into it further, take more time. It takes weeks and months. It takes time to really look into it. There's a lot into the you can do. I think it's clear because I saw you all do it with a weapon, with a hand, with several techniques. So the principles are clear. It's up to you to think, oh, I got some gifts, let's unwrap it, let's play with it, research it, and next time we can build further on this foundation. That's what we've been doing for years now. Many thanks to Sensei, and then like Peter Kelly came in, and we just tried to do my part. So we try to develop ourselves. Good thing is quite enjoyable. There are worse things in life. So thank you for being here. So that's it. Arigato.